Hi, and welcome to Three Questions With. I got my friend Emily with us from EG Creative Content. Good morning, Emily. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Kevin. Thanks for having me back.
Emily, I asked you to come on the show today because I want to learn something new today. You were telling me a little bit about Google's AI search. I have to be honest, Emily, I don't even know what that is. Can you tell me why I care?
Absolutely. And you're not alone. A lot of folks haven't encountered this yet. I got access a few weeks ago. It's still rolling out, so you might not see it for a while. But what this is, it's the new iteration of what Googling stuff is going to look like. So, we talked, I think the last time we talked about how sometimes when you Google things, you see a paragraph of information right at the top, and we called that position 0. Going forward with this new AI search, sometimes that whole top section is going to be replaced by an interactive chatbot that you can have a conversation with. And it will start giving you different results and links and pulling information off of web pages. So you might actually be able to get an answer without scrolling down the page and clicking on different links.
Which is helpful because sometimes I just want a fact. When did this happen? I don't want to go through someone's Wikipedia page to see what it was. I just want it's happened 1950. So make it a little more user interactive.
Yeah, it will make it a lot more user interactive. And that's a good example you brought up because it's really concise in those situations where there is a single answer and it's like, boom, here's the date. Here you go, Kevin. Have a good day. You get to go back to doing what you're doing. That'll really speed quick research up for a lot of us. But where it gets more complicated, especially for business owners, is in what people are starting to call NORA searches. And that's an acronym. It stands for No One Right Answer. And that's where a lot of service business owners fall. If you're whether you own a software company or you're a consultant or you're a real estate agent, people come to you with questions and you're going to give them your expertise, which might not be the same as if they ask same answers if they ask one of your competitors. So that's where you have to be really strategic with your marketing going forward to make sure that you're showing up as a source in these search results where people might be actually having a conversation with the AI.
So that leads us into the next question, obviously. As a business owner, how do I have to respond to this to make sure I'm still showing up in results?
So the most important thing to do, and this changes all the time, but right now, looking at how it's functioning, the most important thing to do is make sure that you have content on your website that's not just marketing content. So you've got your landing pages and your call to actions and your sign up here, schedule an appointment, but you really want to have some informational, borderline thought leadership content about what you do. And it should be written in a first person point of view. Even if you're not the one writing it, even if you're hiring someone to write, they should be writing it in your voice, because that kind of expert authorship, we'll say, I think I might have made that word up, is going to be even more important going forward, because that's going to help the AI determine what it should show people. The AI is currently not picking and choosing results that are just like, hey, buy our product, do this, sign up for a meeting, but rather it's picking web pages to show that are experts talking about the hows, the whys, the wheres, and the whens.
So follow-up question to that is, how much of this content do I need? Because I see like someone may do a once a quarter blog post containing information like that. Is that enough?
So I would say if you have a really big website with a lot of content in it, right now, once a quarter might work for you. If your website is already big, it's already ranking well. If you've got a smaller website, maybe you haven't really had an easy time ranking so far in search, you are going to want to be producing content on a more regular basis. I recommend people publish a blog post in this vein once per week if they really want to rank, which I know is a lot, but there are ways that you can develop a strategy, and I help people with this, develop a strategy that makes the content naturally linked together. So you're not reinventing the wheel each time you sit down to write a blog post. It's building on top of what you created last week, and that can make it a little easier.
That makes sense. Now, but not to turn this into a sales pitch for you, but this is why you need an SEO person, because we were joking before the show about all the things that we used to do back in the day. But something like this, it's going to change the SEO game. So you need someone who understands this. This isn't probably something I can just Google and figure out myself.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because Google's actually not publishing a lot of information right now on how this works. We're getting to understand how it works by people like myself, whose job is to sit down and play with this and figure it out. So with my strategy clients, I work with them to develop a 6-month content plan that they can use either themselves or with someone on their team to create content that's going to perform well in search. But then when my clients are off doing their day jobs, I'm over here continuing to learn and research so that when it comes time to refresh that plan, I'm already up to speed on what all the new changes are going to be like and how we need to tweak that strategy going forward. Because what worked this month might not work 6 months from now.
And more importantly, though, you meet people like, well, I'm on page 1 and they're all proud, which I would be too. But now this may change those rankings, though. I may lose my page 1 if I'm not making these adjustments, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And it is something to be proud of being on page 1. And that's awesome. What's happening with these adjustments is you might lose your page 1 rank, but also you might remain on page 1, but your visibility gets pushed down because now at the top of the search engine window, there's this chatbot. And so what you want to do is be writing content that the chatbot likes and will be presenting in the conversation as a resource.
That makes sense. So Emily, how can people reach out to you? How can I learn more about this?
You can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Emily Gertenbach, or visit my website at egcreativecontent.com.
Emily, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thanks, Kevin.